Hey guys, it's Cameron here with Emerson Property Management. Every week I bring you tools, tactics, strategies, lessons I've learned, things that help me build up a sizable portfolio in about 2 years and now manage that portfolio. Today y'all want to talk about variable or adjustable rate mortgages. At the time of this recording in 2024, rates are at somewhere between 6 and 8%, and they're going to slowly, the general consensus is they're going to slowly come down. So you might be thinking, maybe I'll get an adjustable. We'll see what happens. I did this on one property, actually two, but I want to show you guys how that's changed in about 7 years. And just to give you guys some awareness of this is what could happen and are you prepared for it? So before we get into that, if you guys like this stuff, you find it valuable, like, subscribe, share, we appreciate it. It really helps us out. Okay, y'all. So again, this is my personal property that I did a variable mortgage on back in 2017. So again, at the time of this recording in 2024, I'm going to show you what my rate was back then, what it is now, what I used to pay back then, what I pay now. And I think you guys would be surprised on the percentage increase that I received over the past 7 years because I was floored. I could not believe it. So this is Sycamore Street. This is literally one of my, trying to get the glare off for you all. This is literally one of my rental properties. In 2017, I locked in at a 3.25% interest rate. Today, after the increases, I got a 5-year kind of lock in. After 5, it's gone up every year. So in 2022, I got an increase. 2023, I got an increase. And this year, I got an increase. Now it's at 7.625. This is no different than what you would get in the open market, maybe a little bit higher even. My principal and interest payment, so this is not PITI is usually your full mortgage payment. Principal, interest, taxes, insurance. This is just your principal and interest payment. It was $473.51. Now it's $720.49. That's almost a $250 increase per month, and a 52% increase from 473. So it was a 52% increase from 473 to 720. Y'all, this is exactly why I do not like variable rate debt. And this is exactly why you got to be careful and understand if you're going to do this, you got to be prepared for this. Because I don't think anybody would have said your payment's going to go up 52% in 7 years. In 5 years of that, it was the same. So this has really gone up in 2022, 2023, and 2024. This is the downsides, y'all. And this is also why, could you imagine if you guys had a self-storage unit or owned a 20 unit or a 30 unit building and your payment went up 52%, it was already 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 a month? That's a lot of money. So here, I can stomach the $250 increase. I have other properties that have fixed debt on it that have not. The balances have continued to gone down, but the payment has stayed the same. The principal and interest payment has stayed the same. So those make up for this. This sucks for this property in isolation, but rents have gone up. This is covered by my other properties in my portfolio, so I'm okay. If this was my entire portfolio, or rents stagnate, or you had an eviction, or you had something come up over the past 7 years with this might wipe you out. You might have to sell to a wholesaler. So y'all, I'm not saying never use variable debt. I've used it. I just showed you. I've used it. However, make sure you take into consideration the other parts of your portfolio. If you have some fixed debt, let me say it this way. You have to do your own risk assessment to determine if you're putting all your eggs into one basket, are you okay? They told me when I got this, they said the most the highest interest rate can ever be is 8.25. It was 3.25 when they told me that. I was like, there's no way it's gonna go up that high. Here we are. I'm almost there. I've got one more rate hike probably next year, and that's gonna be at the top, the highest it can be. So you guys gotta understand that and think, okay, am I okay with that risk? They say owning stocks or owning real estate or owning any asset, you've got to ask yourself, you do the sleep test. And the sleep test is, do you sleep well at night owning this? Do you sleep well at night knowing that this mortgage can go to 8.25% and increase 50, it would be probably over 60, 70% over the life of the loan. Are you okay with that? If you have an exit plan for earlier and you've got some reserves and some ways to combat that, like I said, this was just one. My whole portfolio, I think I have one other one. So all my other mortgages, all my 20 some other mortgages are all fixed. So I'm not worried about this at all. But again, if this was my entire portfolio, I would be concerned about that. And you just have to think about that. This stuff can happen. Nobody thought that they're going to raise interest rates as fast as they did. But if they do, or if it does happen, are you prepared? Can you stomach a 50% increase in your principal and interest payment? Can you stomach? I don't know about y'all, but I haven't done this for taxes and insurance, but I can tell you right now, my taxes went up 1 year over 20%. Property tax I'm talking about, let alone insurance. Insurance rates have gone up. So the total PITI, principal, interest, taxes, insurance payment, might have gone up 100%. I should do a video on that. If you guys are interested in doing a video on that and looking at a couple properties, let me comment below or make a note on this video and I'll pull that data. But if you guys can't stomach that, or you don't think the rents are going to keep up, you need to have a plan. So I hope that was helpful, y'all. I don't want to belabor that point, but I see a lot of people, oh, it's 1% lower. One of the reasons I did this is because this 3.25% interest rate was a lot lower than the going rate of like 4.5% or something. But did I think it was going to ever go up 52%? Did I ever do that math? No. Again, I have the blanket coverage, but before you do it, and before you get a $2 million, $3 million, $4 million loan on a commercial property, most of those are variable. Be ready, do the math. If the commercial building, your $100,000 a month payment goes up 52%, I can stomach $250,000. I don't know if I can stomach $25,000 a month increase. That would hurt. So, okay, y'all, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week.